Good day, guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm SAS Degnan, and I'm going to show you how to survive some of the most fun indie games and survival games out there. Today we're taking on Valheim, and this game is amazing. It's a really fun indie game, and today this is going to be a beginner's guide, and I'm going to show you just how to survive and get on your feet in this amazing indie game. So that being said, let's get on with it. First thing we need to do is select a world, so click the start button. By clicking the start button, it will give you this menu. You want to click new, name your world whatever you want. For the sake of this YouTube channel, I'm going to name this one YouTube. Click OK. If you want your friends to join, just click start server. That will open up a multiplayer server for you, your friends, or your family, or whoever wants to play with you. But this is going to be a solo adventure, so let's just click start. So after a brief introduction, we get taken to this beautiful cutscene. We're in the middle of a storm, raining, thunder, lightning. We're being carried by a Valkyrie, very intense, and it's going to take us somewhere and land us. So try and get a survey of the area from the air. You probably won't get much, but first thing we've got to do is stick this landing. We don't want to be dropped into the sea. We can now see woodlands with the thunder crashes, and we know we're about to embark on such an epic journey in Odin's 10th world. And there we go, we stick the superhero landing. We can see a little bird, Hugin, and he's going to help us. He's going to be our guide if you get lost or stuck. And we're going to read what he says. Welcome to the 10th World Warrior. I am Hugin, sent here to guide you in your travels. The megaliths surrounding you are the sacrificial stones. They represent the Forsaken, which you must slay to ascend to Valhalla. Very intense, and these are the stones he's talking about. And there he is again. We're going to just get rid of him. I'm going to guide you through this, because his descriptions are very vague. Okay, we've been landed here. We're in a wet condition, as you can see in our top right corner there by our map. We're in the meadows, surrounded by monoliths. We're going to want to get the lay of the land. We want to look for something useful, like these twigs and branches and stuff. We want to get that. That's going to access us to more building materials. The movement is self-explanatory. If you're a keyboard player, you know how to play on a keyboard, and if you're a mouse player, you know how to play on a mouse. We've got an access to a club if we want to make it. I'm not. We found some stone, so now we can make a hammer and a stone axe. I'm going to go for the axe first. We need the hammer to build a house, but now we're going to go for an axe. We're going to walk around, find some materials, and I'll cut you back in and out. If you press control, you'll sneak. You can see deer here. You could probably sneak up on them. You won't be able to kill them until you've got an axe or something. If you go by the water, you should be able to find flint. Flint is a very important resource, and we need to capture as much of it as we can. If you hold the block or right click and move your direction button and press spacebar, you'll do a roll to evade attacks. We're not encountered any enemies yet, just nice natural woodlands and deers and peaceful things. We can punch trees down. It takes a little while at the beginning, but our skills have not developed yet. By doing so, you'll have access to more wood for building and making weapons and so forth. So we'll just get rid of Hugin there. See, you will not catch a deer at all. We've got very low energy and very low stamina at the minute, and I'll show you how to increase that just shortly. Okay, we're going to look around, survey the area, look inside our thing with the tab button. We want to make a hammer. That will give us access to like campfire, crafting stations, workbenches. It'll give us a whole list of things that you can read there up on the left. And I want to also make an axe, so I'm on the hunt for stone. I'm also looking for anything that could be useful. By knocking down that tree, I got some resin, which now means I can make a torch if it gets to night time. Berries, looking out for berries. This is one of the ways we can increase our health. just right click to eat it or put it on your hotbar, and you'll increase your health a little bit. I heard a growl, which means it's an enemy. It's a grayling. You can easily counter these by just going back, or you can practice your perfect block. At this stage, with your health, just look to evade and counter. If you press left click, you will punch. If you press your middle button, if your scroll button, you'll kick or do secondary attack. And if you hold right click, you'll block. These are not going to be too much trouble. Might be daunting the first time you see one, but do not worry about these ones. These are very easy to kill, very easy to counter. Okay, let's continue looking for some stone and some more building materials. Okay, I've been looking around the area. I've got some stone. I can now make an axe, and I can now better defend myself and also get access to better resources. Optimize your hotbar however you wish. We're going to do some exploring in a minute. We're going to go running up the coast, going to get as much flint as we can, and stone and all them kind of resources. Don't worry about wood, because we can always cut down trees later on. If we open up our hammer menu, you can see we've got multiple tabs up here. You could just click through them to see what they do. We're going to be building most of this anyway. Putting up a very, very rudimentary demo shelter. It's not even going to be fully complete, but we'll do all that very shortly. Let's go exploring. I'm going to explore the coastline, and also while exploring the coastline, I want to fight some of these monsters that are there, like these necks, and they're very tricky to get. You can practice your blocking and stuff on this. Try and fight them on level ground. They won't do too much damage to you, as you can see there, but we can also perfect block like that, and it will stagger them, and then you can do some more mighty damage. New material, necktail. We can cook that for food. We can eat that. That'll increase our health again. I'll show you that a little bit later on how to do that. So I'm going to run up this coast. I'm going to collect as much flint as I can, because it's one of the most important resources for starting the game. Okay. Now and then, when you're out exploring, you'll come across like abandoned villages or abandoned houses like this. Make sure you check them out, because you can get important resources like arrows, feathers, gold, amber, you know, stuff that kind of stuff that's valuable and you'll need later on. This had feathers and arrows in it, which will come in handy when we make a bow, because then we don't have to focus on making a ton of arrows, chopping down a ton of trees. Mushrooms, excellent for increasing your health. Combine them with your meats or your fruits, and you'll get a little bit more stamina and a little bit more health. Also, try and keep rested and dry. Okay, come across an abandoned house, and it has a beehive in it. So next I'm going to teach you about map markers, because we can't get the beehive just yet, but we can go have a look. So as you can hear that buzzing noise, it's a beehive. There it is in that top right corner, and we're gonna want that for honey later on. So I'll teach you how to do the map marker. So what you want to do is find the location of the thing you want to mark, which is this house here, and we're going to scroll in with our middle mouse button, select an icon here from the right, double click, type in the name. So I'm going to put like Beehive. So yeah, I'll put like Beehive. You know, so I'll know where that is. I can come back later when I've got a spear or arrows and come and collect the queen bee from there. Okay, I've just been exploring. I found a nice clear open place and an already pre-built house. Normally I would use that pre-built house, and there is a pig here. We can now start getting our leather straps, or scraps they're called on this, from this pig. It will you attack it, startle it, and it'll run around and come back to you. It's a perfect opportunity to practice your perfect block, and you know, just get used to how it moves and everything like that. When you kill it, it usually would drop meat and leather scraps. This one just dropped leather scraps. And you'll find boars in meadows, near abandoned towns or farms, and also near water in the meadow regions. So make sure you check that out. They'll spawn between 1 and 4 boars. I'll cut this wood down. So with this house we've got two options now. We can build a workbench and repair this, and there's a treasure chest inside, amber, a valuable resource, and arrows. Just stack them up. We could either choose to knock that house down by building a workbench or repair it, and I will demonstrate this now. We're also going to want a fire because we're going to want to cook some meat, and I'm going to build it over here for now, but then I'll move it later after I build a house, demonstrate the building. And you want to put one of these over it. Oh, be careful of these things. They never leave you alone. They're so annoying. Especially when they just run around like this. They're no threat at all. Right, so we killed all them necks and everything before, like deers, boars, necks you get meat from. You can cook it on this thing here. You can cook 2 at a time. If you want to cook more, make a bigger fire with more cooking things over it, and you can cook more faster. You'll know when it's ready because it will make a sizzling sound. It will sizzle when you put it on, and then it will sizzle again when it's ready. So listen out for that. That sizzling noise right there means your meat is done. Just collect it with E. There you are, new item, neck meat. And you can combine that now with your berries and mushrooms, and watch how much. Look at all that health. And now if I was to combine meat on top of that from a boar or a deer, you would have 2 meats and then a vegetable, and then you would have a lot of health. Okay. You can also overcook your meats, and this will give you coal. And you can get a new material like that for coal. That'll come useful later, but I'll show you to get more than that. You also need to add fuel to the fire to keep it going, and if you sit down next to a fire you'll get a resting bonus, you know, and depending on how good your house is or the area is, depends on how good your comfort will be and how much you'll recover. Right, let's build a workbench. So we need 10 wood to build this workbench. We're missing requirements right now, but we can just chop down a tree and we can get the wood there. I'm going to skip the cutting of the tree because it takes ages when you're new. Shouldn't have to tell you this, but don't stand in the way when it falls. And then you cut that into 2 more logs. You can even cut the stumps up as well, and you should get like 22 wood out of all of this. I'm going to cut this up and then take you to the workbench. Alright, we now have our resources. We can now make a workbench. Personally, I would use this shelter and expand on it later. Look at all those new items we've got access to now. We've just built this woody shields, you know, bows, hoes, you know, flint axes, you know, building materials. We've got to go over all of this. Let's get rid of this guy. Just get rid of this guy, get rid of the danger. Hugin will give you a brief explanation of what's going to happen, but now we can start homesteading. Just select your hammer or your hotbar or your inventory and right click, select the hammer. We could now repair this by left clicking on it. If the structure is blue, it means it's integrally strong, and if it's green it's less, then yellow less. If you press your middle button you can destroy and claim the materials. So I'm just going to knock this down and give you a very brief explanation of how building works. I'm going to build like a half hut or something like that, just basically something with a roof, and show you what you have to do to build and how tricky it can be. But we'll knock this down and then I'll show you how that works. Okay, the crafting station will need a roof, so we've got to put a wall and a roof on it. Again, if you're new, I would recommend just using the pre-built just for now. The chopping block will upgrade this, but we're not doing that yet. We'll do that much later on. You just place it near your thing and it will work fine. So we'll just build a makeshift thing here just to demonstrate how it works. So we'll just build a bit of a back, try and get the snap points, and then we could get our shelter on the way. We could get safe and covered and get out of the weather. So it's very basic. At the minute we can't level the ground because we haven't got the roof on, so we'll do the best we can do. So I'm going to build like a little U build just to show you how it works. So I can't stop there, but I'll show you a way around that in a minute. Okay, now the start points for these can be awkward. You've got to try and get it in the back corner, you know, and get it at the right angle as well, like that. And then you can do the same here if I can get it. There we go. Oh shit, right there we go. We can get it in the back corner like that. I'm going to finish this off now with the roofs. I'd recommend using the 45, not the 25. So use the 45-degree roof, and yeah, just get that across, and then you should be able to use your workbench. It's a nice simple hut there just to work the workbench. There you go, roof is on. Now we can repair our stuff with this little hammer icon here, and we're got access to all of this. Just highlight it and it'll tell you what you need for each material, and you know, I'll show you how to get most of this like later on. Right, we're going to need a bed, which means we're going to have to put another roof on top of this, and it helps if you get to the level that you need to get on to get our shelter working, but this makeshift thing will do for now. So we'll place a bed by going furniture, getting what we need for the bed, place it down anywhere we can, just for now. There, that'll do, that'll be alright. Huggins appeared to give us some advice, and then we need to move the fire close to the bed, otherwise we won't be able to sleep. Again, when building roofs, it's easier to get up to the height you need to. Either just place little ceilings down to jump on, or you can use like the ladders. I just made ceilings here quickly because it was highlighted. And there we go, we just put that over there like that. We're already on day 2, so we don't need to sleep now. And that's how we get our roof on without too much of a hassle. Okay, we've got shelter, we've got food, we've got fire, we've got a bed, and now we're going to make a hoe. We're going to level the ground. Now this isn't going to be 100% level, but I'll go into another tutorial about that because it's a long tutorial and we don't have all the equipment that we need for that right now. But ground, in a nutshell, will level to the area that you're standing. So if you're stood on high ground, it will level higher, and if you're stood on lower ground, it will level lower. So one of the best ways to do is like place a roof down, stand on that roof, and then just level everything to that ceiling. So we'll get the hoe out now. Now we've made it. If you was collecting the stone, you'd have enough to make the hoe. So left click, and it'll do this weird little mud pattern, and it will level the ground to roughly where you're standing. You know, so yeah, we can do that. Sometimes it can leave a bit of a gap doing it this, and then you got to raise and lower, but we haven't got the tools to do that yet. So just mark out where you want. You know, you don't need to be in a workbench with this. You can just be like anywhere. So, but this is how you get level-ish ground to build better structures on. Okay, we've got level ground, we've got a shelter, we're safe, but we need better weapons. So we're going to go hunting. We're going to look for boar specifically, because we need their leather scraps more than we need deer hide right now. And we can also upgrade the workbench if we do a chopping block, so we're going to need some more flint as well. So here's 2 boar. We're going to get over there. We could try and sneak up on them. They'll probably see us because we haven't got any sneaking skill. There we are. But then just deal with them when they come to attack you. You shouldn't be in any danger, especially with food. And some leather scraps there. And again, and you can find flint by inlets of water. You'll normally find next with them. We've got some meat from that boar, so we've got leather scraps and meat, which is good. And we're just going to have a little hunt around. We can go down there. There's probably flint down there, and if you fall down there, you've got to wing your way back and just make your way back safely. There's also another abandoned house here. Let's explore that. And there's probably a chest inside, and there is, yep. If you wanted, you could also build another workbench here and just do up this house, you know, and live there, which is what I would do personally. Okay, we've had a hunt around. Let's repair our stuff. We've got some flint, we've got some stone, we've got some leather scraps. We can now make like a flint knife or a spear. I'm going to make the spear just to make hunting easier, because you can throw it with the middle mouse button and you can stab enemies and stuff, and it's a little bit more powerful than the axe. But I use it mainly for hunting for leathers, and that's what you need to craft it. And there you go, you've just got yourself a spear. Let's go teach you how to hunt deer with this now. The woods are a great place to find deer. I know there's deer around here because I can hear them. You'll hear that barking noise around, and then we want to go slow and steady and keep our eye out. That noise there, that's deer. We've also found another house, so we're going to go in here and see what's inside. And there's flint and amber, one valuable resource and one very usable resource. So you can hear that noise there, so you want to crouch, control crouches, and you want to move very slowly. I can see it there, and I want to ready my spear with R. If it's already on your back, to put your weapon on and off your back, press R. Sneaky skills gone up. Want to try and approach them from the back, not the front. If they see you, they'll dash, and I'll show you that in a moment. So press R, ready your spear. Now don't throw directly at it, just a little bit above it. Just want to get your reticle a little bit above it, throw it, and you should hit it. Excellent, it's gone down. Let's see what that drops us. Oh, there's 3 deer here. So if they scatter like that, do not chase them, just wait, they'll come back, and then you can pick them off one at a time. Deer trophy, very important, keep hold of that. We'll go into that into another video. Okay, I'm just going to hide behind this tree and wait for the deer to come back, which they will. Keep an eye out, they'll probably come from that bottom left. It's misty as well, so it works both for and against us. I know the deer is coming back now because I just heard it very, very close. It's probably there. There it is on the left. So we want to go nice and steady. It's probably going to see us from here, but the other one should be far. Yeah, okay, the other one shouldn't. There it is. So I'm going to wait for that go to between these trees so I can stay hidden and I can hit it between here. Nice. Again, just aim a little bit above it, just a little bit more above centre mass, and you'll get that, no problem. And that's how you hunt deer. Dandelions, I've not figured out what to do with these yet, but collect them anyway. Yeah, they're probably a cooking item. Okay, the next thing we want to do is make ourselves flourish. So we're going to hunt boar and flint, wood, and whatever else we need to make the chopping block. I'm going to put mine here. It needs to be within range of your crafting station. That will now make your crafting station level 2. It will give you access to leather armors, better shields, better upgrades and stuff like that. So there you go. There's a whole list of ingredients and items you can make, leather helmet and stuff. So now all you need to do is go hunt for the resources needed for whatever it is that you want to craft. Personally, I would go for the crude bow, and then I would go for the tanning rack. And that's what I would do first. So I've got the materials I need for the crude bow. I'm going to make that bow because that's going to make hunting so much more easier, and more easy hunting is better surviving, and that is our goal, to survive and thrive on this 10th world, this warrior world. That's what we're trying to do. So we're going to make our hunting bow, and it's going to be a lot more easier to hunt deer and boar with now. And we can also go get that beehive. So I'm going to do that next. I'm going to show you how to get a beehive at your base so you have access to honey. So we'll take our arrows with us, we'll dump anything we don't need or anything we don't want to lose in case we die. We're going to be looking for resources on the way. Obviously flint is the one we really want, and anything that's valuable, and snag any deer and boar as you can find on the way. So let's go get that beehive. So here we are back at the house that we found on our map, and we marked the beehive is in the top right here. Just aim and shoot it, try and keep back, and there we go. If I go now I'll get stung, I'll just show you that, but we get that queen bee, the one that fell there. We could take this back to our base and I'll show you how to make a beehive. Okay, we've got the wood, we've got the queen bee, we can now make a beehive. I'm going to make it over here. The ring around that you can see, that's the limit of our workbench. You know, so if we put another workbench out there, we could expand that limit again. But for now, I'm just going to put my beehive here, and if we have a passage of time, we wait, the honey will come from the bees, and that will make our survivor very happy, because honey is great for stamina, and in real life it's a good antibacterial and stuff like that. Okay, we also went hunting, and we can make wooden arrows. What else can we make? Let's have a look. We can make fire arrows, and we can make flint arrows. So it's worth just collecting resources while you're out and about, and the more resources you got, the better your chances are of surviving. Okay, survivor, that's all you need to know really. That's all the basics covered. How to upgrade, how to build, how to expand and get tools. So with all this, you've got food, you've got honey, you've got tools and weapons and level ground. This has been my in-depth guide. I Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 PM GMT English time. Okay then guys, I'm SAS Dignan. That is how you survive Valheim, and don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and I will catch you in another video real soon. Enjoy the weekend guys.